Hello, my name is Sam Amadur. I'm the Research Director for Risk, Financial Crime, and Compliance here at IDC. Most organizations know exactly what they pay for identity verification. It's a line item. Someone approved it, someone renews it, and someone in compliance owns it. What almost nobody knows is what identity verification is actually costing them. Those are two very different numbers, and the gap between them is where a lot of organizations are quietly losing ground. There are three places weak identity controls show up in financials. Most organizations are only tracking one of them. The first is fraud loss. Most people understand synthetic identities and account takeover and first-party fraud. What often gets missed is attribution. The fraud event and the identity failure that caused it are usually separated by months and sit in different systems owned by different teams. As a result, the cost of failed verification rarely gets tied back to the original verification decision and instead appears as a general loss. The second is compliance cost. Examination prep, audit documentation, and remediation after findings all create significant expense, and they're rarely linked to identity infrastructure decisions. Instead, they show up in professional service budgets and staff time. At the same time, identity regulations across North America, including BSA, AML, KYC, and state licensing requirements, continue to grow more complex. The third cost is the least measured: revenue leakage. In financial services broadly, it appears as onboarding abandonment and stalled partnership deals. In title and auto lending specifically, it surfaces through application drop-off driven by friction in identity verification and income confirmation, delayed funding cycles when documentation exceptions require manual review, and lost deals when borrowers walk away before closing. These are real financial losses flowing through channels traditional compliance reporting was never designed to measure. Here's what IDC research makes clear. More than 8 in 10 organizations have already moved automated workflows, generative AI, and agentic AI into production. Not pilots, live systems running inside customer engagement, fraud monitoring, and risk decisioning workflows right now. These systems consume identity signals continuously and automatically. A weak identity foundation is not a contained issue. It becomes flawed data that spreads throughout every downstream automation process. That shifts identity verification from a compliance issue to an infrastructure decision, with consequences that impact both cost and revenue. Organizations getting this right are not only reducing fraud losses and improving audit outcomes, they're converting more customers, securing more partnership deals that require strong identity controls, and building AI-enabled operations on a trust layer capable of supporting them. So what's the right partner look like when you're thinking about identity this way? 5 things matter, and they're not the ones that show up the most in RFP responses. First, document intelligence depth. Not just whether the solution covers your current document types, but whether it stays current as formats change and fraud techniques evolve. Second is the regulatory pedigree. Whether the partner's output has actually been tested in an examination or an audit, not just designed to look like it would hold up to one. Third, auditability. Can you produce a complete defensible record of what's verified, when, and how? That question is being asked more often, and the bar is rising. Fourth, integration lift. How long does it actually take to get value, and what does it cost to maintain that over time? And then finally, fifth, fraud evolution posture. What's the partner's documented process for keeping pace as AI-enabled document fraud gets more accessible and more sophisticated? A solution that works today but has no structured approach to tomorrow is a depreciating asset. Fraud is getting more sophisticated, regulatory expectations are rising, and the automated systems already depend on identity signals at scale. Organizations that treat identity as shared infrastructure are building a compounding advantage. Those that treat it as compliance checkbox are building a growing liability. The difference between the two is not technology, it's strategy. And the window to get it right is closing faster than most organizations realize.